The government shutdown now enters day 31, and millions of Americans are just days away from losing food assistance. The SNAP benefits are scheduled to expire Saturday with no deal in sight, and Congress still largely at a standstill. And joining me now is Washington Stand reporter Casey Harper. Casey, all right, we've been hearing it day after day all week long, but what happens next? Is there any sign that lawmakers might act before millions of people actually go hungry?
Well, unfortunately, Jody, no, not right now. We don't have that sign. The Senate has adjourned for the weekend, and of course, the House remains out of session. So this shutdown, which is already stretched on for a month, is about to cost about $8 billion a month for SNAP, or the food stamp program, which is running dry. And it's actually going to run dry for the first time in 61 years.
If there was any way to fund SNAP during the Democrat shutdown, you can be assured that your commander-in-chief would do it. But we are now reaching a breaking point. Thanks to Democrats voting no on government funding now 14 different times, SNAP benefits for millions of American families are drying up. It's about 1 in 8 people in this country who rely upon this to literally put food on their table.
Now, states say the government should tap emergency funds to keep the benefits flowing, but federal lawyers say the money can't be used that way legally. And even if they did use it that way, they don't have enough in the reserves to pay for the full month's benefits, let alone into the following months. And even if the courts intervene, those delays in the legal process could still leave families waiting for weeks for their grocery cards to delay. So these issues and other things like airport delays are ratcheting up the pressure on Democrats, Jody.
Yeah, the pressure certainly is ratcheting up, as you say. Let's switch gears, Casey, a little bit. At the center of a lawsuit in Loudoun County, the public schools there, this is drawing national attention right now. Why is that?
Well, it's drawing national attention for good reason, Jody. So Loudoun County Public Schools is facing a new lawsuit, accusing it of punishing 2 Christian boys. So you might ask, well, what did these boys do? Well, their crime was they complained about being filmed by a transgender student while in the boys' locker room. The boys got in trouble with the school. They got suspended. But the biological girl who filmed them didn't get in trouble, didn't get suspended. So the boys' lawsuit claims that the district ignored evidence, deleted recordings, and even leaked confidential details to a political group that then publicly smeared them. Federal officials have already warned the district it could lose federal funding if the suspensions aren't reversed. And this case, this is kind of amazing, but it comes from the same Virginia school system that was previously criticized, you may remember, for covering up a transgender assault at Stonebridge High School in 2021, Jody.
Well, not all the right reasons to be making national news, for sure. Casey, let me ask you one more question. There are reports going around right now that the DOJ is investigating the left-leaning group Black Lives Matters. What are they looking into? Do you know?
Sure. Well, the Justice Department has launched a federal investigation into whether Black Lives Matter's leaders defrauded donors out of tens of millions of dollars collected during the 2020 protests. That's according to AP and other media outlets. Now, investigators have issued subpoenas and executed search warrants targeting the BLM Global Network Foundation, which raised about $90 million after George Floyd's death. Critics say the group misled supporters and used donations for personal gain, including a $6 million mansion. Of course, BLM denies any wrongdoing, but the probe is adding new scrutiny to a movement that has long been accused of exploiting racial unrest in the country for political and financial gain, Jody.
Casey, thank you so much for these updates. Certainly no lack of news out there. Thank you for keeping us in the loop.